You don't have to be a doctor to be helpful during an emergency. Johns Hopkins Hospital wants anyone and everyone to learn how to stop the bleed. Trauma surgeon Elliot Hout is going to show us how, and he is here with Deborah Dobkin, who benefited from this life-saving technique. Thank you both for being here.
Absolutely.
So, Stop the Bleed is a national campaign, right? What exactly is it?
Sure. So we know that people are willing to help in an emergency, and we're teaching people, the lay public, how to do that. We're giving them the skills to help someone who's bleeding to death to save a life.
So how do you go about doing that? Is it just the courses itself or the equipment? What are the steps?
So I think there's two big parts. The first part is to take a course, and we offer the courses. They're all free. They're taught literally around the world, many of them right here in Baltimore. And we'll come and teach you. It takes less than an hour to learn the skills. We're going to show you step by step of how to recognize bleeding and then what to do to stop it.
So this is something that anyone can learn?
Absolutely. So
at any age?
Absolutely. So when my son was 7, I taught him how to do this,
wow,
and he could perform these techniques, and actually has come and helped teach adults how to do these things.
Really? I mean, I would think that, you know, in an emergency situation, you want to help, but you're also frightened. You're also scared. I mean, we're talking about tourniquets, so there's blood involved, and that can be scary just when people see it. How do you train people so that they can get past that fear so that they can actually help?
I think people are willing to help. They just want to know what to do.
Yes.
It's like CPR. You never want to be in a situation where you actually have to use the CPR training you got, but it's better to have done the training and practiced it and worked on a mannequin and used the equipment, so when you need it in real life, you've actually done it. So people want to know what to do, and we help them learn.
And Deborah, I know that this technique actually helps save your life. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, 4 years ago, I was visiting family in New Jersey and was run over by a New Jersey transit bus.
My goodness.
Which took off both my legs. I was very fortunate because one of the first policemen who responded was trained in the military and carried a tourniquet on his belt and more in his vehicle.
Wow.
So he got to my side within a minute of being dispatched and had tourniquets on both my legs, which were hemorrhaging, within another 30 seconds. And that saved my life.
Yeah.
The ambulance and the EMTs did not arrive for another 5 minutes. And those 5 minutes were the difference between bleeding out and surviving. So this training buys people time when they're in life-threatening situations.
And why we have you here today, because he knew.
Yes, ma'am.
And he had it on his person. What a powerful story. Thank God you're here. And I mean, you hear this and it's like, okay, everyone needs to learn. You're saying it's easy. Show us the process.
Sure. So the first thing is, this is for major life-threatening bleeding.
Right.
These aren't for small little cuts. So the first thing is we show you what that looks like, and then we're going to show you 2 techniques.
Okay.
So the first is going to be a tourniquet.
Okay.
So the way a tourniquet works is it's going to stop all the blood flow to an extremity, an arm or a leg.
Right.
So I'm going to have you demonstrate on me.
You're going to have me demonstrate.
I'm going to have you show me how to do this. Okay.
So I'm learning this in real time, everybody.
Okay. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to put this on me. You're going to slide it over my arm.
All right. Up here?
Yep, up there. So I fell through and I broke my arm, and there's bleeding because I fell in a plate glass window.
Okay.
So you're going to undo the Velcro here. Okay. You're going to pull the Velcro really, really, really tight around my arm.
Okay.
As tight as you can.
As tight as I can.
Tight as you can.
All right,
Velcro it on
tight.
there. You've all used Velcro. Perfect. Let that fly.
Right.
And now you're going to take this rod and you're going to twist it.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is that's going to make it very, very tight. And all that bleeding from my arm, how are you going to know that this tourniquet is working?
Because your bleeding will stop.
All the bleeding is going to stop.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I'm putting this in
You're
here?
gonna click it in there.
Okay.
And then you take this little Velcro, you put it over top. It's not going to pop out.
And that was
Put a time on there. We give you a marker with the equipment. So you know when you come to the trauma center that I'm going to take care of you when it's been on, how long it's been on, and we can then work to save your arm.
That's so smart.
So I'm going to take it off. It is a little uncomfortable.
Sorry, let me take that off. I did it.
It's okay. No, you did it exactly right. It's okay to tell the person, you know, it might be uncomfortable, but this is saving your life.
Right.
So that's one technique that we would teach you, and you would practice on each other. The other thing we would do is practice packing a wound.
Okay.
So say, for example, there's a large wound here.
Yes.
This is a pretend leg. It's bleeding everywhere. You're going to take this gauze out.
Okay.
And you're literally just going to stuff it in the hole.
Okay.
Okay.
So as you're doing that, I want people to know how they can sign up for these courses. So we're going to put a number on our screen that they can sign up for these courses, and you will come to places of employment, schools. You've been to schools too, Deborah.
I've been to schools, churches,
Yes.
synagogues,
Businesses,
wonderful.
casinos, hotels,
Yes.
public buildings, anywhere.
It's so important. And you're going to get these bags. These bags are filled with tourniquets. You can get them at your school, your churches, what have you. Thank you so much for being here. Check that number out on your screen so that you can make sure that you go and get these courses. We'll be right back right after this.